One of the important reasons for understanding geometric construction is provided by this example of a arc that has got to tangent a given line at a specific point and also has to pass through a given point P. In order to demonstrate how to perform this, if you study this illustration, you can see that the point of tangency would be at point Q, and if the arc has to go through point P, we could construct a temporary construction line between Q and P. If you recall by the concept of bisecting a line, that the bisector would always pass through the center point of the circle, so you would bisect the line between P and Q. The other concept that you do have to understand is that for this point to be a tangent point, a line that passes through this point and is perpendicular to this line has to pass through the center point of the arc. Therefore, with those two criteria, where those two lines intersect, that should provide you the center point of the arc that complies with the requirements of being tangent at point Q and passing through point P. To illustrate how we would solve this problem in CAD is we could set a couple of points on a line to simulate the example. And what we are trying to do now is we're needing to draw a line from the point Q to point P. So we go to the line command, and we have an OSNAP for points, and so we set those 2 points. So we've got the line PQ already established. Now, with AutoCAD, we can do a variety of things because we have facilities to work with. If I were doing this manually, I'd have to do construction to get a perpendicular at Q, and that would be no problem with my instruments. And I would also have to bisect PQ using my compass. Well, I have a compass here. I have a circle command that I could just go ahead and use, and I could just set my center point of my circle at one of the points and then stretch it using the criteria, of course, that I got to go beyond the halfway point. Okay, and since I have to have the same radius at this next point, I can just copy that circle. So using my object snaps, my selection modes, I can go ahead and just copy that circle. Okay, that gives me the 2 points that I need to work with in order to construct my bisector to PQ, which could be a line from an intersection to an intersection. Of course, this line is not going to be quite long enough, so I may have to temporarily do something to extend the line. Maybe I'll draw a line over here, and hopefully I can hit it with my extend command. So I go to extend, use that as my boundary, and pick the line to extend. I have to do it in the right sequence, obviously. So now I've got my extended bisector, and now the next thing I have to do is I have to construct a perpendicular at Q. Again, I could go through some geometric construction to do that, but AutoCAD gives me a facility where I can draw a line, and I'll make this a long line from a point, and I can just tell that I want it perpendicular to this line, and if it doesn't come up right away, I can just say perpendicular to that line. Of course, it's at the wrong location, but that's why we have the move command. I can move that line from this point to the point I wanted, which is point Q. Okay, what that has given me now, it has given me the intersection of the bisector here and the perpendicular at Q. So all I have to do at this point now is just construct a circle, just a plain old circle, using that as my center point. Well, I must have picked something wrong. C works for circle. Take the center point, which is the intersection of those two lines, and stretch it to either P or Q. It doesn't really matter because due to our construction, it will be passing through both points. Okay, I have more circle than I really need, but as you remember, we can use the trim command to take away parts of the circle I don't need. Since those are tangent points, and I'm left with the arc. Okay, I can go ahead and label these points C, E, and D, but I have solved the problem. Of course, AutoCAD allows me to not necessarily have to leave the construction. I can just go ahead and erase the construction or put it on a layer that I'll turn off. But this is what I intended to accomplish, to simulate the problem.